What is up? How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be looking at some news that came out today. Let me fix my mic. There we go. And it's important because on the husk of, Xbox's presentation tomorrow, we were expecting some news coming out. Well, I was, because this was some of the things that I'd heard about that was going to happen through the grapevine. It was something that I didn't really want to talk about yet, mainly because it wasn't really officially announced. And you know me, I mean, I'll comment on the rumors out there. I just don't like giving out rumors. But as you can see here, it says Sony President Hiroki Totoki says he wants to go aggressive in improving margins by growing first party with multi-platform. Multi-platform means PC. It also could potentially mean Xbox and Switch. At the end of the day, the fact that he said multi-platform means that it could go to anything. And he's talking first party, not just anything else. And he didn't specify with PC. He said multi-platform. You know what this means, boys? PlayStation going third party. Let the rumors begin, but not a single media outlet out there cares about it because it's not Xbox. But you know why you should care? Because you should be hitting that like button right about now and that subscribe button, helping the channel grow, helping me grow to bring you awesome content like this. We're going to go for a 250 like challenge, and hopefully if you're new to the channel or an existing viewer that has yet to subscribe, this will make you subscribe. You can support me further through my Patreon, YouTube membership, which gives you some cool emojis for streams, and of course for additional perks the further you go up the tier, and as well super thanks if you choose to go down that way. Right, let's continue with the actual blog. In the past, we wanted to popularize console and the first-party titles, essentially meaning that they wanted to push their consoles with first-party, like Uncharted, God of War, first-party titles to sell the console. And they've been doing a good job with that, in all fairness. Main purpose was to make the console popular, as you can see. If they've got those big titles like The Last of Us, and you can only get it on PlayStation, or like Final Fantasy 7 and 7 Rebirth, and I've been hearing 7 is actually now coming to Xbox. Watch this space. It may be announced tomorrow. There's a little bit of tidbit for you. Just something I've heard through the grapevine, just like I heard about this. But that one, is a freebie. It is true that there is a synergy to it. So if you have a strong first-party content, not only with our console, but also other platforms like PCs, computers, first-party can be grown with multi-platform, and that can help operating profit to improve. So what he's saying is, if we sell like 10 million copies of God of War, but then putting it onto PC, it can generate, if it's day and date, it could generate another 5-6 million copies. If we put it onto other competing platforms, it could generate another 5 million copies. So instead of having a single base where you can only get 10 million, now you've got 20 million. So that's what he's looking at here. First party can be grown with multi-platform, and that can help operating profit to improve. Because as you know, the first party games are costing a lot of money, and they're not generally recovering that, or they're getting very close to it. It's very rare that they're blowing it out of the water. So that is another one we want to proactively work on. So it's not going to happen immediately, but their live service games especially are definitely going ahead with this. But it looks like their first-party staples may also be going ahead with this. I suspect they're going to be testing this with some of the smaller first-party titles and see how they go. But who knows? This could be the first push to get first-party PlayStation titles on the Switch and Xbox. So the talk of, Xbox going third party could be a thing of the past, as now PlayStation is also looking to do exactly the same thing. But unlike Xbox, these guys have officially come out and said that they are looking to work on it and do it. I personally think there are opportunities out there for improvement of margins. I would like to go aggressive in improving our margin performance, Hiroki Totoki. So this guy, basically, who's replaced Jim Ryan, has basically now just come in. He's very mobile-centric, so you can see why he likes multi-platform. Because like all the big heads, the top-line CEOs and stuff, all they care about is that operating profit, operating margin. And they want as much profit for shareholders and themselves, because their bonuses are most likely, they generally are, based on how much profit they make. So if they hit a certain target, they get a nice hefty fat bonus. Maybe they can go buy a third or fourth yacht. But it looks like, all that talk about this and them seeing the way Microsoft, at least the rumors have been coming out, and I'm pretty sure that Sony has been in talks with, Microsoft in regards to how they're pivoting stuff. I can't for the life of me imagine that they're not talking on some level on how they're going to operate things, because at the end of the day, unlike us who console war, banter, and talk about stuff, they're talking about it on a much more business level and seeing where they can improve profit margins and where they can actually improve things. Obviously, they want more people to buy their console, and that's where their exclusives come in, especially third-party exclusives like the Stellar Blades, like the Final Fantasy VII Rebirths. That's where it's coming in. But clearly, the success of Helldivers Day and Date on PC has been big, and as Nicholas had said, that success will open eyes, and it clearly has right now. And obviously this has been something that must have been kind of festering in the boardroom for a while, but seeing something like that clearly opened their eyes, and this is something that they are very much akin to. Unfortunately though, Sony confirms that there are no plans to release any major franchise titles until at least April 2025. That's a long time, my friends, a long time. So the only actual official title that they have that's going to be coming is The Last of Us Remake Part 2. So they're not going to be seeing any first-party titles this year. All they're going to be doing is running through their third-party. But you know what? You can still have amazing titles with your third-party, but it's a shame they blew all their load. Let's see what they have in 2025. Maybe they'll have a Ghost of Tsushima 2. That was a great game. Over here, you can see that was a great game. Over here, you can see rowboats are red, and sometimes they're blue. Other times they're green. Occasionally they can be white. So red is indicating the Switch, blue is indicating PlayStation, green is indicating Xbox, and white, I presume, is PC. Wait, where were we going with this? And that's clearly now a confirmation that Sea of Thieves is officially going to be going multiplat. At least in my eyes. That is the first confirmation we have. That is clear cut to me. You don't come out with something like this on the eve of the podcast and say, psych, I'm only joking, buddy. Nothing like that's actually happening. This is pretty much a confirmation that Sea of Thieves is going to go multiplat. And unlike all the rumors and reports that were coming out and talking about it, it looks like this may actually be the first instead of Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, which, if you remember, The Verge actually came out and said we're going to be the first two games to go multiplat. But it looks like Sea of Thieves may just be the game that goes first, a live service game that will generate more money on more platforms. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on Thursday, with Sony now pretty much saying that they are moving towards a future where first-party titles will be multiplat. Whether they're going to be day and date is unknown, but it now means that they are pretty much open to sharing their first-party titles with other platforms. And considering they did not specify PC only, they said multi-platform, that means it's including PC, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch. Now over here we get even more reason as to why that's happening. After sales of the PlayStation 5 failed to meet expectations, which they have, Sony has said the console is entering the latter stages of its cycle. Now, this is pretty normal because the average lifespan for a console for Sony is around 7 years, and we've had it for about 3.5 years. So it kind of makes sense that, that the latter stages. I think IGN here has blown this a bit out of proportion, but I do think that the fact that they failed to meet expectations, they were expecting to sell in the 100 million by the end of the life cycle, something to, break that barrier. I mean, I don't think or expect them to ever think that they're going to hit the PS2 type of sales, but this is still worrying to see, at least for them, because it clearly means that they haven't met expectations, they haven't met targets, and stuff like this now means that they're looking at this in a much more proactive and aggressive way to push those games to generate more revenue. This will mean that instead of them worrying whether that $350 million game is going to actually make the money, now they know that when it goes to Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, it's going to make that revenue. It's going to make that money. Now, that's if they go day and date. If they don't go day and date, then they'll still make some revenue, but they won't make as much revenue. So it's really going to depend on how far or how aggressive they want to go with this. But it does seem that the third-party nature of PlayStation is finally happening. This is the stuff that I was talking about the other day, that I said I'd heard something. There was like a 5% chance of this happening, but here we go. It's officially announced. Well, it's as ambiguous as you're going to get, but it's the same ambiguity that we have with Xbox. But like I said, you're not going to get a single person reporting on this from the media because, my God, I got to protect my Sony PlayStation. Oh my God, what am I going to do? 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 That's pretty much the media right now. But that said, I am planning on streaming later tonight. I am going to check out a property. As some of you know, I am being forced to move out. So if I get back in time, I want to be streaming Skull and Bones. And hopefully I should maybe have a code that I can give away on Xbox as well. So do consider turning up. Do consider tuning in. And yeah, hopefully if I can grab a code as well, we can do a giveaway as well at some point throughout the night. Otherwise, once I can grab a code, I'll do it then. That said, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully I can get on tonight, but hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And with that said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell to stay up to date with all content I release. You can support me further through my Patreon, YouTube membership, or Super Thanks. Don't forget about the 250 like challenge. And if you're new to the channel or a returning viewer that has yet to subscribe, please consider subscribing. We've hit 6,500 subs. Now we are racing towards 7,000 subs. Let's see if we can get there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.